me start by summarizing the main ideas that we ended yesterday with. What we started with is already in the fogs of distant history. But we ended the day on the function of negativity in critical theory and the importance of affirmation. The switch from a Hegelian dialectical system to a Spinozist, joyful, affirmative system in critical theory. And what does that mean? And we didn't really go into the details of how it works, so I want to devote a little bit, like 15 minutes, to going into the details of what is this switch to affirmation. And then give an example through the case of Europe, the becoming minor of Europe. That is the case studies that I wanted to offer to you as an example of how I would do it. And I said yesterday, I am the champion of lost causes: women, minorities, human rights, peace, Europe. Give me a lost cause and I'm happy. And I'm also a champion of ideas that are, if not already perished, and on the path to extinction, ideas that have died or have been forgotten. I always feel a great deal of pietas for them. So these are just ways of doing sort of genealogy of ideas. So negative shuts down, diminishes your capacity to relate, to inhabit your intensity with any sustainable sense of the possible. The affirmative is, on the contrary, an opening up. This sounds like we are doing hippie stuff, but it isn't. It really is Spinoza's ethics, and it's an increase in your power of relationality. You can take on, literally, and not only the misery, the wretchedness, the injustice of the world, but you can take on a larger sense of the possible. You have an increase in your political imagination. Imagination is terribly important for Spinoza and for Deleuze. The imagination means the power of dreaming up possibilities, alternatives. And if a culture or a historical context deprives you of the power of dreaming the future, then really they've got you. Because what else are we but such stuff as dreams are made of? And I'm quoting good old Billy. And if we are such stuff as dreams are made of, that power of dreaming up possibility is the affirmative gesture, is the overturning of the negative into something that would be then operationalized in alternative scenarios. They hurt Putin more than anything else. You can lock them up and it won't shut them down. So I think it is a losing strategy. It's old-fashioned masculinity on parade. It's like when a star dies, it still shines a reflected light for thousands of years. So it's not because patriarchy is dead in the West that it stops functioning, but their own self-representation are pathetically inadequate to the times. And that's true Strauss-Kahn, it's true Berlusconi, it's true Putin. And I think there's an interesting work of masculinity to be done here, and I appeal to the men in the room to please look into that. These very decadent bodies of all men, and they must embarrass you. I mean, please, go home, you're 70, just go away.
Standpoint theory is based in the Hegelian master-slave, master-servant dialectic. The idea here is that a social disadvantage produces an epistemological advantage.